Hello, I am PTR600, and here we are with SnowRunner. But instead of just driving around, we're going to be asking the question, what makes the game of SnowRunner so much fun? And also a personal story of how I discovered the SnowRunner series, like MudRunner, SnowRunner, Spin Tires, and all of that. But starting off, what makes the game so much fun? Is it just driving it around? Is it barreling a big heavy truck through a mud hole? Or is it something else? Is it the journey? Is it the destination? Or is it, can you stay upright? Now, for this mission, I am driving the Western Star 6900 Twin Steer. We're going to be doing harbor delivery, where we need to take drilling equipment to the port in Drummond Island. The Western Star has the top engine, off-road gearbox, and OHS2 tires. And race suspension, 63 inches, I believe is what it is. Other than the small hiccup in the beginning, the Twin Steer was doing pretty good, although we weren't very far yet. It was, however, going pretty heavy in the gas tank. So I'm deciding to keep all-wheel drive off unless it's needed. Today's topic could have been just covered in a short, but here's a video instead. So, what makes SnowRunner fun? Well, it actually depends, but there usually is one answer over the others. Now, and let's just, so, starting with, is it OP vehicles? So in other words, looking at the destination over the journey. Those are kind of grouped together. Well, let's put it this way, if you're going to mindlessly drive through all terrain, all you have to do is hold down the right trigger. Yes, I know I'm pretty biased against OP vehicles. Twin Steer at least is fuel hungry and tippy. But anyways, if you're just holding down the gas and letting it go, well, what's the fun in that? These are the people who lose interest in the game. But while I have nothing against what you drive, this is not my department, I'd say try hard mode. Try using less fortunate vehicles. I'm not saying everybody has to have a fleet of Transtars and Ford CLT 9000s, but maybe break out the Fleet Star every once in a while. Maybe dust off the old CK. And if you're just looking at the destination, then what's the fun in the journey? Like, all you get to see is the beautiful SnowRunner sights at that point. Okay, I was burning through fuel very quickly at this point. In fact, I had already blown almost 20 gallons since we left the fuel station. And we're also high center. So, what else makes SnowRunner fun? Is it, if it isn't OP trucks in the destination? Is it less OP trucks in the journey? Well, the answer is yes. Believe it or not, the struggle is what makes SnowRunner fun. It's not just always showing up on your destination first try, it's in the recovery, in the grind. You see, SnowRunner gave us all of these not very OP trucks in the base game. And then they gave us the Year 1 pass, which, despite having the 605R, you also have to complete 3 regions, and on the hardest region in the game, 3 of those maps, just to get the 605R. So while the 605R might be pretty OP, you still have to do a lot to get there. And that was the wrong button. But, yeah. So, but why is it the struggle that makes the game fun? That seems kind of counterintuitive. Usually struggling isn't fun. And for some people it isn't. Until you look back and reflect on it. Especially because this game also teaches you different skills. It's taught me at least stuff like patience, focus, and I'm sure it's taught other things. Actually, yes, it has. It's even been kind of helping with my very poor attention span. Well, we made it to Island Lake. Except for, we're going to need fuel. And the trailer is right here, so we have to pick a route that takes us going by that trailer. I feel like I should have brought this up sooner, but the mods that I'm using is the RLB lights and beacons. At least that's what the old name was. I'm not sure what it is now because I'm sure he's changed it because he added new stuff. The Cargo and Tires mod plus, I think. And basically what that does is just tell me how heavy cargo is and how much I need. Or how many slots it is. And it also tells me the grip factors on tires. I also have the MS Trailer Pack. One of those color add-ons. And of course the RNG trailer pack, because the in-game Golly trailers just aren't very good. Well, we have our cargo, so now we just need to get to the delivery spot. I actually have attempted this mission before with the Cat CT-681, and there's also another trailer. I also have the, do I have one of it here? No, I don't. It is the TWM Deutschland trailer. I definitely butchered that pronunciation, and I also don't know how to spell it, but it's a 4-slot trailer that has improved feet that allow them to roll and not just dig in terrain. And yeah, it's a pretty good mod. It's one of the first trailer mods I got. But so instead of going back to the fuel semi-trailer, I actually found just a normal fuel trailer, and we're going to winch this along with us so that we can get another refuel before heading into Drummond Island, because I'm just going to leave it here by the gateway. But I never really answered the question, what makes SnowRunner fun in the struggle? So, my only thinking is that it just adds a fun dynamic to the game. Like, you have to always be on your watch. You have to know what your truck can and can't do. Like, you have to know if your truck is able to go through that mud hole. You have to know if your truck is able to drive on those rocks. You have to know if your truck is going to tip in that terrain. And also a good tip for any of those who don't know, you are always supposed to turn towards your tip. So, some other people call it chase your tip, but basically what you do is, when you tip, so let's say you tip to the right, alright, you will turn to the right. And usually if you have all-wheel drive on, it works better. But I don't have all-wheel drive on, which I probably could because I do have a fuel trailer now. Now the only problem is that now I have to detach the winch to attach a different winch in case I need to do a ninja winch. Luckily, as long as I'm driving carefully, we shouldn't need to do that. Because, like I was mentioning before, I know the dip steer. I apparently don't know it that well, however. But yes, the twin steer was working well. In fact, it was working very well. Almost as well as I envisioned in my head, other than that flip over in the beginning. Which usually, this is something that doesn't really happen to me. Usually, I am stuck with always being on my side and flipping over and getting very much stuck. And it's never too late for that to happen, is it? I feel like this trailer might be the root of my endeavors right now. But we're going to hold on to it, even though I know for a fact that there is a trailer in Drummond Island right near the gateway. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. That is a lie. I don't know. It was a couple months ago when I did this mission. It was also like 12 o'clock at night. So... And I was also watching another person's live stream. So... There's no way I'm gonna know what I was doing at that time. But so now that we've covered what makes the game fun, although it might not have been a thorough way, but that's what you do when you're just ad-libbing all of this, because I didn't feel like coming up with a script. You know, I never come up with notes before doing videos. I just kind of go with it. It's probably not a good thing. I probably should have come up with a script. Yes, this way. Right. So, and then after we get to Drummond Island, that is when I'm going to give my little story on how I discovered the amazing series of SnowRunner. And also speculating if I would have found it in a different way eventually. I'm gonna say right now, probably not. I probably wouldn't have. Who knows, maybe without it I wouldn't even made a YouTube channel. Oh, and I can't even use that utility trailer. Utility trailer? What? That service trailer. Because I can't attach trailers, right? They didn't add that yet? No. I feel like with the addition of the FEM, the twin steer should have been able to get a trailer. I know like why they did it, because balancing reasons, but still. And also, one thing I want to point out, alright, is that the devs went out of their way to make a detailed trailer saddle for like semi-trailers, but then not give it any functionality. Like, that's almost like them detailing engines and not ever being able to see them. Like, that would just be dumb. Oh wait, they do that as well? Right now I'm going first person so that I can see through the trees, because I believe you need to see to drive. I don't know, it's just me. Speculation, little conspiracy theory. Uh-oh. Don't get high center. Don't get high center. Again, for the second time. So maybe this is why. This is why not many people use like really long vehicles for off-roading in real life. Because on tiny little hills, they get high center. Huh. Show task already. Alright. I'm gonna wait till Drummond Island to get my story. You know, so that way I know that there's gonna be enough time. I'm just gonna, you know, chat and, you know, I don't know why I've said no so many times, but maybe this is why my channel's growing so slowly. Whatever. I should also probably be looking where I'm driving. It's not like Minecraft where I can just go into third person forward and just do this without any repercussions. Here it's going to cost me about 30 minutes, which actually isn't that bad. And by 30 minutes, I mean 25 minutes. But we are right next to the gateways, so this has been going way too smoothly. I expected a lot more to happen, although we still have to get across the map in Drummond Island, so you never know what could happen. I've just been kind of working on whatever map I feel like, and, you know, it took me 500 hours to decide, you know what, I should probably complete Michigan. But I am going to cut this corner, because I know for a fact that it's twin steer can do this. You remind me of the twin steer quite a bit without a winch. Oh, I forgot about all-wheel drive. Alright, but so here it is, story time. How did I discover this amazing game? Well, it was like Christmas of 2017 or 28, not Christmas, but New Year's of 2017 or 2018. And I was at my uncle's grandfather's house, and he's like, and he found a new game at like GameStop or something called MudRunner. Yeah, so me and my cousin spent like hour turns playing it till like midnight, because it's New Year's, and we had a ton of fun with the game, even if we were just scouting the entire time. Not even just scouting, we were just driving around in the A-3151, because he probably honestly completed the logging in the map already, so, it was a fun game. And then my cousin got it soon afterwards, so then whenever I was at his house, I would play it. And then I got it for Christmas of 2019 or 2018, depending on whether I played the game for the first time in 2017 or 2018. But, so yeah, I played that for a long time. Me and my cousin, we would play together online. Just normal stuff. We would actually log, yes. And I've used the B131, and he'd use some orange cab over, which I'm not quite sure on the name on. But yes, and then this same uncle who got MudRunner, which by the way, he did have to give MudRunner back. They wouldn't let him buy it. He later, before this happened, we were playing MudRunner one time before my uncle had to give it away with my cousin. He was on my uncle's PlayStation. And he's like, yo, the guys who made MudRunner announced a new game called SnowRunner where you can like customize your truck. And there are bigger maps and all that. And I was just thinking that was really cool. I don't know what popped into my head, but it surely wasn't this game. I don't know, I guess I just kind of expected an updated MudRunner, which I guess is what MudRunner already did to spin tires. But anyways, and yes, then my uncle got it, and so I played SnowRunner for the first time with the stock CK in Alaska in that mud pit. That's like, here, hold on. One right here. That is the one where we were in. So yes, that is where I played SnowRunner for the first time. And then later, my cousin actually did not get SnowRunner, but I did get it. I got it. But yeah, so I played SnowRunner for maybe 100 hours on my first playthrough, and then I accidentally deleted it trying to play a game with my friend. So then I took maybe a 3-month break with SnowRunner because I was rank 13, a big shot, and didn't want to restart. And then I came back and got some DLCs, got a new Switch as well. Luckily I was able to transfer my data. I almost did lose this account to a glitch in Yukon, but luckily my save is not corrupted. I now know that every once in a while I should probably back up my save, which I might do after this. Yeah, I sometimes play co-op with my brother, as you saw in realistic rescue scenarios, which there might be a part 2 coming soon. I'm not quite sure yet. All I know is I'm going to record a couple truck reviews because I have a 2-week just football camp coming up. So yeah, when that happens, that's 2 weeks and no recording. So I'm going to record a couple truck reviews from, I'm thinking trucks in Michigan. And then depending on how well those do, we might move to Alaska, then Taymyr, and so on. But yes, the twin steer made it to the trail that would lead us to the road that would lead us to the port. I know that was very much confusing, but in other words, we're doing it. You know what I said about me never thinking about a ninja winch? That's a lie. It's a crane clutch that pops in my head way after I'm already flipped over. And not only that, but also a crane clutch only helps if you're flipping the direction that the crane folds out. So, and also the Russian crane is pretty iffy depending on the vehicle weight. Although I have like 2 trucks that have the Russian mini crane on it. Azov 6 and Tega 6455B. Anyways. But yeah. So yes, this is just new game, like normal mode. I haven't gotten around. I decided I'm gonna start a new hard mode eventually once I reach 50 subs and can live stream new hard mode. So yeah, I guess subscribe if you wanna see a new hard mode, because that's the only way I'm gonna do it. Yep, here's the trailer. Okay, so delete trailers, TWN Road Ranger, delete, back, remove cargo. I wanna delete. Oh no. Because I bet. Oh. Alright. I definitely didn't just do the good old save and close before it saves. But yes, as you can see, we didn't even lose that much progress, so that's good. I'm a cheater. I know. Alright, and now I also know to watch out on that turn. Especially because I can't turn towards my tip because there's a guardrail, and that's just not gonna work. Okay. I knew the twin steer was a bad idea, but I'm not buying the Fem just for this mission because the Fem's OP. Most OP vehicle I'll go is the 605 Arch, and that's just because it's a sideboard. Like, I use it as a sideboard, and even at that, I only use it when I need, like, heavy recoveries. Heavy recoveries, heavy recoveries and also a little bit of cargo. And if I need, like, brigade, make a brigade, I'll do it. You know, where you winch 2 trucks together. Like, if I need 10 cargo, I'll have 1 truck on that and another truck. Alright, so let's try this again. Delete trailers, DWM, delete. I don't want to delete the scout trailer, but I do want to remove the cargo and delete the cargo as well. Alright, and now I should be good. Nice. We're good. Alright, now let's refuel from the scout trailer. Nice. And now we've made it to the part where I flipped this, or not flipped, but got the CT-681 stuck. So yes, as you can see, it's a sharp turn with a boulder in the way, and I just couldn't get the trailer up around it. And it appears that history is going to repeat itself. Who designed this? Which SnowRunner dev did this? I want to know names. Alright, now we have to pull the front end around. And all of this could very much lead me to tip, just so you know. Why would you do that? Why are you leading me directly over the rocks? Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna wrap up this episode. Yeah. So, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But, bye.